Alright guys, we're back. Alright guys, we're back for another 8 minutes of 1937 Maytag Model 2 motor. Let's get this exhaust back on. Everything checked out good inside of the guts. So, let's get some more lubricant. Put on these gaskets.
Weight isn't a secret. You eat less, you lose weight. It's a great plan. Until you get hungry. That's the time to take Swimful. One tasty 90-calorie Swimful and a glass of water satisfies hunger for hours.
Always remember when you install this, make sure the exhaust outtake is facing away from the carburetor breather. If you don't, you just get stuck taking it apart, putting it back together, because I did that a couple times. I won't act like I'm a professional at this. Put the other gasket here. Get a rag. Wipe off my dirty hand. Wipe off my oily hands. Come over here. Get the carburetor bolt. Not carburetor bolts, but the exhaust intake bolts. And install them, guys. That easy. Well, sometimes. Shit. The other one. Ah, damn oil make my hands slippery, people. Come on, Jez. Okay, grab the other two bolts. Come over here, guys. That's why you lose the head loosely. Yeah, there's one, guys. Ouch, you pension head. Okay. All 4 bolts are in, then what you do is you just tighten the exhaust all the way down.
They're talking about everything from there's no audio, how do you know?
There's my other bigger screwdriver. Then just come over here and you tighten them down as tight as you can get them. A lot of people say, well, what about the torque on the heads? What about the torque on the heads? You know, we ain't talking aluminum, if you know what I mean. Aluminum has to take torque for the head. Cast iron, I wouldn't worry about torquing the head down to certain torque or anything, because just make sure they're tight as you can get it, but don't snap them off. Do not snap off the head bolts. Or that's another headache. Then you gotta drill it out, tap her out, pull it out, and let me tell you, that's a bitch. I've only had to do that one time, and that was to my 1934 Maytag single cylinder. Okay, guys, got that up. See, when you put this exhaust on and you tighten it all down, it lines up the head, lines up both these heads flush with each other. That way there's no kinking involved when the motor's running. Alright, let's tighten down these head bolts. All 8 of them, lovely.
Special agent / I wasn't reading your mind, I was reading your body language. You relaxed. The struggle is over. Special agent / doctor. So what's it gonna be, Josh? Exam weight.
Come on, Jez. Don't be contrary with me. Flip her over so we can get to the other 2 head bolts.
I decided to do what my dad always wanted me to. I'm guessing he wasn't a big fan of killer shots. No. But he was a big fan of Princeton. So you know. And Tom Ogden is intelligence.
Now just because you snug these, just because you get these really tight, that don't mean this other side's gonna be tight either. Because usually when you tighten this side up, it lets more play out on this other side of the cylinder 2 is what I call that cylinder. So you have to go back and check them once when you snug all these down. Because what happens is when you snug these down, it pulls away from the other side of the head. And when that happens, ouch. And when that happens is, I forgot what I was even going to say. Imagine that, right? Brain dead, today. But anyway, let's get these head bolts tightened up. I'll think of it. Come back to it later, maybe. Let's flip Jezebel over so we can get these other 2 head bolts. And then we'll move to the carburetor, guys. The carburetor on these Maytag twins, they're very tiny. And there's really nothing to them. I mean, there's no setting them, or there's no high or low settings for the carb. It's just straight plain easy. Most of the times when this engine quit running back in the days it's a brass carburetor. And what would happen to the brass carburetor is that the tiny little pinhole would get rust in it. And when it got rust in that tiny little pinhole, it wouldn't fire. Sorry about that. I said the wrong thing. When it gets dirt built up in that carburetor thing, what happens is it can't suck up the fuel. And if it can't drink fuel, it ain't gonna start no matter what you do. Alright. Gotta go back around, double check all these head bolts again, guys. So far, looking good, guys. Flip it over, do that or 2. See all that oil? That's a good sign. That's when you know that you lubed her up good. Lube her up good. This motor's got another another 80 years at least after I redo it. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna let you guys go and wash up my hands again. They're pretty oily, and the faster that I get this oil off my hands, the faster that it comes off. So I'm gonna let you guys